You are welcome to this training. I congratulate you for being here, for having the time in order to join this free class. And I'm giving you an assurance that before the end of this class, you are going to learn so much from me, okay? So make sure you stick behind, be active during the class, make sure you remain in the group starting from the beginning of this class to the end of this class, okay? So let us ride on. Who am I? I want you to get to know about me. You need to get to know about the instructor, the person that is in charge of this training, okay? My name is Engineer Joe Etifed. These are what I do online, okay? I am the CEO of Electronic Academy. I have a large school online where I train students like you on how they can design and create lots of circuits, okay? So as you are here, you are going to learn a whole lot from me. So secondly, I'm a Facebook and Instagram ad expert. I run adverts for organizations, brands and companies, okay? In case you have a product or a service you want people to know about, I can help you generate lead and traffic for your business, okay? So the third thing I do online is I teach people how they can make money online. I'm a make money online coach. I can train individuals on how they can build themselves, build a good brand online and make money, okay? So let us ride on. How to succeed in electronic. These are a few steps on how you can succeed in electronic, okay? Now, if you follow these 4 steps, you are going to understand electronics very well. Number one thing that can help you for you to succeed in electronic is passionate. When you are passionate, if you are not passionate about electronic, you are going to give up. Maybe you build a circuit and at the end of the day it did not work. You are going to give up because you were not passionate. I could recall back then when I started learning about electronic. By then I was in my JSS1. Yeah, I had an uncle that always helped me, but it was passion that makes me to continue. Several times I'll wake up at night, I'll build a circuit. After building the circuit, it won't work. I'll need to do what? Rebuild the circuit again. It was passion that makes me succeed. So you need to be passionate. Number 2, you need to be consistent. You need to be consistent. Even if you are failing, you need to do what? Be consistent. Number 3, you need to be persistent. It is very, very important. You need to be persistent. And the 4th thing that is very, very important here is a mentor. You need to have a mentor. Yes. A journey that was supposed to take you 5 years, with the right mentor, it is going to take you just 1 year. So you need to have a mentor. Back then I have an uncle by name Mr. Richard. That was my mentor. He was the one that was coaching me. Many a times when I want to eat, if you come to me and tell me, Joe, if you give me your meat, I'm going to teach you how to connect this bulb to this battery. And that is the method he used in order to get my meat and my fish from me anytime I wanted eating. So it really helped me. So it is very, very important. You need to have what? A mentor. So let us ride on because of time. So these 2 circuits was designed and constructed years back, and I made over 80,000 naira from them. Automatic emergency light and AC clamp switch, okay? These are the 2 circuits. I make some good cash from these 2 circuits, okay? So I have done several circuits for engineers and engineering students, okay? So I've done a whole lot of circuits. So just stay with me till the end of this training. You will not only learn how to design and construct circuits to projects, but you also learn how to make good money from electronics, okay? So you are not just here to learn about theory. You are going to learn the theory and the practical, and also know how you can use that knowledge to make money for yourself, okay? So I'm going to be very, very fast in this training because of time, so I want you to follow me. So introduction to electronics to brief history. The introduction of electronic to brief history. Electronics is a scientific and engineering discipline that studies and applies the principles of physics to design, create and operate devices that manipulate electron and other electrically charged particles. So electronic is a subfield of electrical engineering. We know of electrical engineering that has to do with high power. Okay, so electronic is a subfield of electrical engineering. So this electronic we are talking about has two major components. Okay, any electronic that you get hold of, let's say a television set, a radio, any electronic, it comprises of what? Two components, and these two components are named as the active component and the passive component. Active component and the passive component. I believe you are following. So let us dive into knowing what is active component and passive component. So the active components, these are components that require a power source to function or perform their duties. For them to function, they require what? A power source. Examples of the active components are the transistors, the diode, the photodiode, the integrated circuit, which is an IC, the LED. Okay, all these are examples of what? Active component. Now they are components that keep our electronic circuit off when we turn it off and then on when we turn it on. These components are called active because they cannot work without a power source. So in terms of a passive component, these are components that respond to the flow of electrical energy and can dissipate or store energy. This type of component, they only respond to the flow of electrical energy. And examples of a passive component are the inductor, the transformer, the resistor, capacitor, switch, light dependent resistor, etc. All these type of components are always on. They are always on in a circuit. So these are the images of a active component and a passive component. So the active component and the passive component. So if you can see here, we have the transistor, the diode, the LED, photodiode, integrated circuit, which is an IC, operational amplifier, and the 7-segment with a battery. They are known as what? Active components. While on the passive component, we have the resistor, the light dependent resistor, the thyristor, the capacitor, inductor, switch, variable resistor, and transformer. They are known as what? A passive component. So these components are very, very important. Both the active component and the passive component, they are important in an electronic circuit. So we are going to dive into knowing some of these components in this free class. So let's first of all discuss about resistor. Resistor is a passive electronic component with two terminals that are used for either limiting or regulating the flow of electric current in electrical circuit. So the major function of a resistor is to reduce the current flow and to lower the voltage in any particular portion of the circuit. Okay, the SI unit of a resistor is ohms. Resistors are measured in ohms. So don't forget, the major work of a resistor is to reduce the flow of electrical current in a circuit. So this is a typical image of a resistor. Okay, so resistor has colors depicted on its body. These colors help you to know its value, and we are going to learn how to calculate the value of a resistor. So the types of resistor. Resistors are available in different shapes and sizes. Common types that are available are pin through hole and surface mount. So we have two major types of resistor, the linear resistor and the non-linear resistor. So we are going to know what are linear resistor and the non-linear resistor. I believe you are following. Okay, so if you are following me on this class, make sure you react to my message on the WhatsApp group. Okay, by doing so, I will know that you are following me on this training. So linear resistors, the resistors whose value will change in applied temperature and voltage, are known as linear resistor. Now linear resistor is a type of resistor that its value change based on the change in the applied voltage. Okay, if you change the voltage applied to a linear resistor, it is going to change its value. Okay, so there are two types of linear resistor: the fixed resistor and the variable resistor. The fixed resistor and the variable resistor are the two types of linear resistors. So under the fixed resistor, these resistors have a specific value and whose value cannot be changed. You cannot change its value because of how it was manufactured. Okay, from the company it was manufactured, you cannot change its value. That is why they are known as fixed resistors. An example of a fixed resistors are the carbon composition resistors, the wire wound resistors, the thin film resistor, and the thick film resistor. Okay, so under the variable resistor, these resistors do not have a specific value and their value can be altered. Okay, an example of a variable resistor is your volume, where you use on your radio set or your television set. That is a variable resistor. It means you can change its value. You can either increase or decrease its value, whereas in a fixed resistor you cannot alter its value. Okay, so these are the examples of a variable resistor. A potentiometers, rheostat, and trimmers are example of what a variable resistor. Please, I'm going to be very fast on this training, okay, because I don't want it to take much time. So these are the types of resistor: the linear resistors and the non-linear resistor. Don't forget, the linear resistors are divided into two: the fixed resistors and the variable resistors. Okay, under the fixed resistors we have the carbon composition, wire wound, thick film, and thin film. On the variable resistors we have the potentiometer, the rheostat, and the trimmers. Okay, so on a non-linear resistor we have the thermistor, the LDR, which is light dependent resistor, the varistor, and the surface mount. Okay, so I believe this is clear. So color coding of a resistor. Okay, we use the color code of a resistor to determine the value of a resistor. Okay, so resistor color coding uses color bands to quickly identify a resistor resistive value and its percentage of tolerance and the physical size of the resistor, indicating its wattage rating. Okay, so what we use to identify the value of a resistor is the color code. Okay, is the color code, and I'm going to teach you how you can calculate the color code of a resistor to determine its value. So this is the color code of a resistor. Black represents 0, brown represents 1, red is 2, orange is 3, yellow is 4, green is 5, blue is 6, violet is 7, gray is 8, white is 9. Okay, so you are going to learn about this, how you can calculate a resistor color code. So first of all, you need to know how to remember this resistor color code. Okay, because if you don't remember the color code, you won't be able to calculate it. Okay, so to remember the color code, we use mnemonics. We use mnemonics to remember the color code of a resistor. It is sometimes easier to remember the resistor color code by using short, easily remembered sentences in the form of expressions, rhymes, and phrase. So we can use a rhyme, a phrase, or expression in order to remember the color code of a resistor. So here are a few of the more clearer mnemonics you can use. You can choose any one of these in order. So here are a few of the clearer mnemonics you can use. You can use any of these in order to remember the resistor color code. We have bad boys raise are young girls, but Vicky generally wins. So the bad here represent the black color, the boys here represent the brown color, the race here represent the red, the R here represents the orange color. Yes, the young here represent the yellow, the girls represent the blue, the girls represent the green, the girls represent the blue, Vicky violet, generally gray, and wins white. Okay, so you can choose any of these mnemonics to remember the color code, but the one I love so much that I recall very easily is the last one, which is Bibroid GBV-GW. Bibroid GBV-GW. So you decide the one you want to use in order to remember the color code of a resistor. Let us write on. So calculation of resistor value. The value of a resistor can be determined or calculated using any of these three methods. You can use a multimeter, you can use a color code, okay? You can use resistor color code calculator. This third one, you go to your Google Play Store and download the app, okay? Resistor color code calculator, okay? You can download any one and use to determine the value, okay? So the first one, you can use a multimeter, or you can use the color code, or you can use an app, okay? So let us write on. So questions: what is the color code for 1.5 kilo ohms resistor? What is the color code for 1.5 kilo ohms resistor? Number 2, green, gray, red, silver is what? Okay. Number 3, find the color code of 47 kilo ohms resistor. So what you are going to do is, I have done a video that carry out all this calculation, okay? I will drop the link to that video in our WhatsApp group, okay? So click on the link in order to know how to calculate these questions, okay? How you can answer all these questions, okay? So without much wasting of our time, I'm going to move ahead on the training. Okay, so we now move into capacitor. Let us now discuss what is capacitor. A capacitor is a device that stores electrical energy by accumulating electric charges on two closely spaced surfaces that are insulated from each other. So the major work of a capacitor is to store electrical energy, okay? That is the only thing capacitor does. It stores electrical energy as the major work, okay? So a capacitor is a passive electronic component with two terminals, okay? So these are the images of different types of capacitor, okay? We have different types and the symbol. We have the fixed, we have the polarized capacitors, the non-polarized, and the variable capacitor. So we are going to dive into knowing some of these, okay? So because of time, we are not going to be able to learn everything on this free class, but if you join our electronic academy, you are going to learn everything from beginning to the end, everything about all these components. So capacitors are majorly divided into two: the fixed capacitors and the variable capacitors, okay? Under the fixed capacitors, we have the non-polarized and also the polarized. Now non-polarized capacitors are those capacitors that do not have the positive and the negative lead. You can connect them either way. While a polarized capacitor, you need to take note of the positive and the negative lead, okay? So whereas in terms of the variable capacitor, we have the tuning capacitor and the trimmers capacitors, okay? So we are not going to dive in deeply because of time. So under the non-polarized capacitors, those type of capacitor that do not have the negative and the positive lead, you can connect them either way. We have the ceramic capacitors, the film capacitors, and other capacitors, okay? So this is an example of a polarized capacitor, which is electrolytic capacitor. This capacitor is called electrolytic capacitor. It has a polarity. The side marked with the white color here is the negative side of this capacitor, okay? And such a capacitor is known as what? A polarized capacitor, okay? So we have here non-polarized and polarized capacitor. All these sides here, they are non-polarized. You can connect them either way. While this polarized capacitor, you need to take note of its lead, of its positive and its negative lead. I hope you are enjoying the class, okay? If you are enjoying the class, go to the WhatsApp group and react to my message, okay? So let us write on. So these are the different types of capacitor. We have the paper capacitor, polyester capacitor, polarized capacitor. All these are the different types of capacitors, okay? So diode. A diode is a semiconductor device that essentially acts as a one-way switch for current. It allows current to flow easily in one direction, okay, but severely restrict current from flowing in the opposite direction. The major work of a diode in a circuit is rectification, okay, and a normal PN junction diode allows current to flow through it in just one direction, okay. So this is an example of a PN junction diode, okay. It has the anode and the cathode. Now, diodes have polarities determined by an anode. The anode is the positive lead and the cathode is the negative lead. Where you see the white color marked is the negative lead of the diode, okay. This is the image and this is the symbol of a diode. Let us write on. So junction diode, which is a PN junction diode, also known as a rectifier diode, we have the Zener diode and switching diode. So because of time, we are not going to go deeply into all these types of diode. But if you join our electronic academy, you are going to learn about all these types of diode, their function in a circuit. So these are the types and the symbol and the image of a diode, okay. So these are also examples of them. So the last electronic component we are going to talk about is the transistor, okay. Is a transistor. A transistor is a semiconductor device used to amplify or switch electrical signals and power, okay. It is one of the basic building blocks of modern electronics. Transistors are very, very important. The two major work of a transistor in a circuit is amplification and switching purposes, okay. It can help you to amplify or it can help you to switch in a circuit. I believe that is clear. So this is a symbol and image of a transistor, and this is an NPN transistor and a PNP transistor. I'm going to explain what is an NPN transistor and what is a PNP transistor. First of all, transistors are divided into two, the BJT and the FET. The BJT means bipolar junction transistor, while the FET means the field effect transistor. Under the BJT, we have the PNP and the NPN, while under the field effect transistor, we have the JFET and the MOSFET. So there are so many things you are going to learn from this academy, okay. So let us write on. So this is it, the NPN transistor and the PNP transistor. Anytime you pick a transistor and you see written on its body A/B, that is a PNP transistor. But if it is written C/D, that is what? An NPN transistor. You see a transistor with A113, that is a PNP. But when you see C or D, then a number attached to it, that is what? An NPN transistor. Now you can use its symbol to identify it. If the arrow on the emitter leg is pointing inward, that is what? A PNP. But if the arrow on the emitter leg is pointing outward, that is what? An NPN transistor, okay. I believe that is clear. If you have question on this, you can ask me, okay. So we have different types of transistor. These are the image of different types of transistor. There are so many, okay. We have in small size, we have in big size. Practical. Here are two simple practicals that you can carry out. You can choose which one you want to do. So these are very, very simple to do practical. You can decide the one you want to do. Even if you have not done anything about electronic, you have no knowledge about electronic before, you can carry out this practical. So the first one is a flip-flop circuit. A flip-flop circuit. Number two is a wireless lead project. So you can decide any of these two that you want to do, okay. So I have dropped a link on our WhatsApp class that will teach you how you can do this practical. On the video, I'm the one doing the practical myself. I'll show you what you need to do. They are very, very simple to do. Okay, so on the flip-flop circuit, these are the components, just 5 components: 1 NPN transistor, 1 lead, capacitor 2, mic, battery, and 2 resistors. And this is the circuit diagram. I will equally drop it in the group, a link in the group, that you can see me doing this. Very simple to do. So this is how it works. When this lead is turned on, the other one is off. When this light bulb is on, this other one is off, like a navigator, that is bistable multi-vibrator. Okay, so we have here the second practical is a wireless lead project. Okay, and the component used: 1 NPN transistor, resistor, coil, 2 lead light bulb, and a battery, which is 1.5 volt DC. They are very simple to carry out, so you can decide between the two, the one that you want to do. Okay, so this is how it works. This wireless lead project is what is used for wireless charger for phones. Okay, wireless charger for phones. So circuit diagram, this is the last thing I will discuss about for this particular part of our training. Okay, circuit diagram. To be able to build different circuits, you must be able to read schematic diagrams. Schematic diagrams are very important. It's just like an engineer. If an engineer wants to build an house, that engineer has to use the plan, the building plan, in order to build the house. So the circuit diagram is very important for you to build a circuit. Okay, now for you to do that, this requires the knowledge of different electronic components. It requires the knowledge of different electronic components. Okay, like the capacitor, the diode, the battery, all those components, you need to know them. The inductor, the relay, the regulator, you need to know them, their meaning, what they are used for, the function, and their symbols. Okay, so this is a schematic diagram of what a small power homemade mic amplifier. Okay, so with the IC used is LM386. As you can see on this diagram, if you are able to read this schematic diagram, that is to say, you are going to be able to do what? To build this power mic amplifier. Okay, if you are able to read the schematic diagram, from the voltage we have 6 volts, it moves, it passes through a resistor, 10 kilo ohms resistor, to a mic, as you can see. So if you are able to read, and in the Electronic Academy we teach how to read different types of diagram. We have different types of diagram. You are going to learn about all these types of diagram in the Electronic Academy. Okay, so will you like to join EA? Will you like to join the Electronic Academy? Now, to some persons their answer will be no, to some persons their answer will be yes. Now, if your answer is no, it's fine by me. If your answer is also yes, it's fine by me. Now let me show you what you stand to benefit if you are saying yes to the Electronic Academy. Now everything is fully packed. Everything is fully packed for you. What you will learn from the Electronic Academy: number 1, a step-by-step video trainings on all the components. On all components is a video, recorded video training. I have talked about all the components step by step. If you are learning capacitor, everything about capacitor, the different types, the image, everything about capacitor is there. If you are learning about resistor, everything about resistor is there. All the electronic components. Okay, number 2, how to create complex circuits like power amplifier, fire alarm, clap switch, automatic changeover, automatic fence light controller. Okay, and different lot of circuit. You are going to learn how to do that. That's the number 2 thing you are going to benefit from the Electronic Academy. Number 3 thing you are going to benefit from in the Electronic Academy is how to make money from electronic. You are going to learn how to use the knowledge you have gained from this Electronic Academy to make money for yourself. It's not just building the circuit, you learn how to use that knowledge to make money for yourself. Okay, so this is Engineer Fun one of the engineer I built and designed circuit for. I've done lot of circuit for engineers and students. Okay, this is one of the engineer. When he reached out to me and he said I should give him the list of the project topic so that he can choose from, I gave him the list and he chose a power amplifier. Okay, he made the part payment, which was over 80,000 for me to start the work, and I commenced the work. This is the evidence of his payment, and he said I should acknowledge the payment. Okay, so this is the circuit power amplifier. This amplifier was very, very powerful, and it almost destroyed my speaker. This is one of the projects I did back then. Okay, so this is a clap switch. This is a clap switch. Very, very, very wonderful circuit. Very, very wonderful. This is one of the projects. I've done lots of circuits. So this is my WhatsApp group. A WhatsApp group, the paid group, WhatsApp support group for question and answers. If you join the Electronic Academy, we have a WhatsApp support group, okay, whereby if you have any question, you ask in the WhatsApp support group and we answer your question ASAP. Okay, so this is our telegram for our batch 1. Over 249 students trained and still counting. Yes, I've trained a lot of students, over 249 up to date. They are counting. Each passing day, people join the Electronic Academy, and you are going to be a one of them. Okay, and you are going to be a partaker. You are going to come with your testimony and testify what you have learned from the Electronic Academy. So you will be given access to the Electronic Academy both on WhatsApp and on Telegram. Okay, you gain access to the complete course on Telegram and also the WhatsApp support group. Okay, so how much will it cost you for you to join the Electronic Academy? 50,000. Yes, if I charge you 50,000, it is very, very okay based on what you are going to learn, because you are going to learn a whole lot, and 50,000 naira is not even enough. Okay, based on what you are going to learn. But the question is, if I charge you 50,000, can you afford 50,000 right now to join the Electronic Academy? The answer is no. So if I bring it down to 30,000, some persons in the group will still complain. We are so much in the group, there are so many people there, some persons will still complain. Even if I bring it down to 10,000 naira, some persons will still complain. Now note, I just want to do this to help people. It's not just about the money aspect, because what I'm teaching you is worth 100,000 naira, but I don't want to charge you like that. So how much will it cost you? Okay, so I am giving out a promo discount price to just 10 persons, to join the Electronic Academy. Now this promo discount price is just for smart 10 persons that are going to take action immediately. Okay, so these 10 persons are going to pay just 7,500 naira. So for you to make your payments, you make your payment to either my First Bank, okay, First Bank account details here, or you make the payment to my OPay or my Money Point. Okay, my phone number is my OPay account or my Money Point account. So when you make your payment, you send your proof of your payment to my WhatsApp immediately for confirmation. Is that clear? So after these 10 slots are taken, the price to join the Electronic Academy will no longer be 7,500 but 30,000 naira. So I urge you for you to do what? Make your payment now. Make your payment now. Just 7,500 naira for you to join the Electronic Academy. Now, after these 10 slots are taken, the price to join the Electronic Academy will no longer be 7,500 but 30,000 naira. Now, to some persons that love procrastinating, oh, I will come back and pay. My dear, when you come back, you are not going to pay 7,500 again, but you are going to pay 30,000 naira. Now, if you come back and beg me, I will not listen to you. This 7,500 discount offer lasts for just 24 hours a day. So after the 10 people have taken the slot, if you come back, you are going to pay 30,000 naira. Note, there are so many people in the WhatsApp on this training. There are so many people attending this training right now. So I don't want you to be at the end of coming back to please, let me still pay 7,500. So this is the right time for you to make your payment and send me the proof of your payment ASAP for confirmation, so that I grant you access to the training. Now note, I run two types of training. The first one is the general training, which is this one, which is 7,500 naira. The general training. Note, the 7,500 is just a discount. Okay, it's a promo discount price. Okay. Also, I also do a one-on-one training, a premium one-on-one training where I train you individually, and this is 100,000 naira, but the price is negotiable. You can come to me and tell me, this is the amount I have, this is what I have. I can see to it on how I can help you. Okay, so these are the two types of training that I run. Don't forget, my name is Engineer Joe Etifik. I'm a CEO of Electronic Academy. I'm equally a Facebook and Instagram ad expert. Lastly, I'm a make money online coach. These are what I do online. So I don't want you to miss this opportunity. Make your payment and send me the proof of your payment on my WhatsApp immediately for you to gain access. Thank you very much and see you inside.